Hi, I'm Mitch Gallagher from Sweetwater. Today we're checking out the latest in Boss's guitar synthesizer family. Let's get started. Today we're checking out the Boss SY-200, a compact polyphonic guitar synthesizer that requires no special pickup, like the SY-1, the SY-300, and so on. Basically, it's processing the signal that's coming out of your guitar using synthesizer technology to create new sounds. We've got all kinds of features built in. It's very easy to edit and set up. Basically, it's plug and play. Let's take a closer look. Now, the first thing we should address is that everyone with guitar synthesizers asks about latency. How much delay is there between when you pick a note and the sound actually comes out of the synthesizer? And in this case, the latency is 0 because, again, what we're doing is we're processing the signal from the guitar. We're not actually converting it to MIDI and then running a synthesizer with it. We're actually synthesizing using the guitar signal as the oscillator, basically. So there's no latency at all. Plus, it's polyphonic, so we can play chords. So we have no latency. And we can play chords. So this makes it very natural for a guitar player to just plug in and get all sorts of new tones. We have 12 different categories of sounds on board, and those range from pads to leads to noisescapes to sequence sounds and all kinds of different things. And then there are variations on each of those categories. A total of 71 variations are available. You select the category using this control right here, and you select the variation using this control. Super easy to dial it up. Now, in addition to the synthesized signal that's coming through this, the guitar's direct signal also comes through, and you can blend that in. So we've got a volume control for the direct signal from the guitar, and a volume control for the effect or the synthesized signal here as well. Again, super easy to dial in. We scroll through the presets using this control. Very easy to do. To select things, we push that. There's actually like an enter button under that knob. And when we're editing different parameters and things, you use this to scroll among the parameters, as we'll see a little bit later. Now, we have 3 parameters that are always available for each preset right here on the front panel. In this case, we have tone, resonance, and depth. So you can just reach up and adjust those as you're playing. Now notice that the SY-200 follows along with vibrato, bends, muting. Anything that you do on the guitar is processed and translated inside the SY-200. Again, this makes it very natural for a guitar player to just plug in and start making sounds. To access deeper functions inside the SY-200, we hit the menu button, and then we have a variety of different options here. The first sets up the operation of this on-off switch here. The second sets up the control function. So in this case, I've got 2 additional switches plugged in, as we'll see in just a second, and we can assign those to different parameters. I've got this set for pitch up. And this switch takes us down a step in the memory, so we scroll through the presets. This switch, Memory Control 1, is available here, and I've got this assigned right now to increment the preset or move us up a step in the presets, while this one's moving us down a step in the preset. And when you hold this, it actually sustains the sound. So we've got hold set as our other option there. And we have a variety of different functions that we can assign to that. If we exit back out, we can set up an expression pedal if we have that plugged in. And again, that can be assigned to a wide variety of different parameters. We can set up the effects loop. Now we have a mono effects loop built in here, and there are 3 different ways you can use that. You can use it to apply effects to the synthesized signal, which is the way I have it set right now. So here's my dry sound. If I engage my delay, I can also assign that to the direct guitar signal. So let's turn that up. We'll bring the synth down. So we could, for example, have a modeler in there. We could put an SY-200 in there, for example, and get amp sounds, or we could put a distortion box in there or whatever and apply it just to the guitar signal. The third thing we can do is use the effect send to route the direct guitar out to, say, an amplifier, while the synthesizer sound comes out of the regular output, which allows you to separate the two sounds into two different amps. So that effects loop is very versatile and gives us a number of different options. We can exit back out of that setup. Our system settings are things like whether or not we're plugged into a direct input, like I am here. I'm going straight into a recorder. Or we can set that up to run directly into an amplifier, so it shapes the tone slightly differently. We have access to what the minimum setting is and the maximum setting on presets is. So if we're on stage, we can choose to only have a certain range of presets available. That's very handy when you're performing. We can also set up whether the expression pedal changes functions as you move through presets, so the expression pedal function is saved per preset or it's saved system-wide. We also have extensive MIDI control. Now we have MIDI in and out on the side of the SY-200. Those are 1/8 inch TRS jacks, and you use adapter cables for those. Those are optional cables. But they allow you to control the unit via MIDI. You can select presets. There's parameter control using continuous controllers and so on. So you have complete MIDI control over it. And you can also send MIDI out to control other devices. We've got a MIDI program change map here where we can remap the presets to different numbers, and we also have factory reset available in the menu. I've kind of alluded to it, but here's a rundown on the connections on the back panel. The guitar input, our effects send and return are here in the middle, and then we've got our main output that would feed into either your amplifier, your PA, or your recorder. And then we've got a connection for either 1 or 2 foot switches or an expression pedal. In this case, I'm using a dual foot switch, so I'm using those for 2 switch functions. Wrapping things up for connections, we have a USB port, a micro USB port, and that's used for firmware updates. So with the SY-200, we have a versatile guitar synthesizer that doesn't require a special pickup on your guitar. It doesn't require you to modify your technique. You can just plug in and play. Very easy to navigate. We have sound shaping capability on board, lots of different presets, lots of different tonal capabilities built in, that versatile effects loop so we can route direct synthesizer or send the direct out to another amplifier. We've got control capabilities. It's a fantastically powerful box and a very compact pedalboard friendly package. To take this out, I'm going to bring Daniel Fisher in here. We're going to have a little jam session using the SY-200. Thanks for checking this out with me. I'm Mitch Gallagher from Sweetwater. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Click here for more videos like this, or start at sweetwater.com for all your music instrument and pro audio needs.